we are profiling Dr. Peter Jacobs, the HSRC's Research Excellence Mentorship Award winner 2015. Doctor, you are hailed as an extremely approachable, capable and professional researcher. What drives you to become this person?
Well, I guess it's just natural to be a human being, and I don't think there's anything special that's driving me to be approachable and to do my job as best as my capabilities allow me to do. So those are, I think, just human capabilities or human characteristics that we must have. So there's nothing special about that. Okay. But if you just pick on one, which is to be a capable researcher, I think that is the thing that's driving me all the time, because I don't think I have perfected the art of research yet. So I'm constantly striving to become a really capable researcher. Long way to go.
Okay. You were nominated for your research capacity building. What do you think you do different to that of your peers?
Once again, a very difficult question. I don't know what to say. Of course, all researchers are supposed to be, helping others realize their full potential. Mm-hmm. And that's all that I'm doing. Mm-hmm. And I hope all other senior researchers are doing the same thing. It's really very difficult for me to explain what the kind of trick is to separate myself from my peers. But what I try to do, and I've never tried to compare myself to my peers, but there are two things that I've learned from a lot of the peers that I don't do, which is I don't try and what is called clone other younger researchers. So I don't want another researcher to be the same as Peter Jacobs. I want all researchers to realize their own capabilities. And that has been my approach, to help others to realize their full capabilities as researchers. And I didn't know that you can actually get the reward for that. So that in itself is very surprising to me, that you can be awarded for helping others to realize their full potential, because it's got nothing to do with me. It's sitting within the other researcher already, and all that they very often do not realize or acknowledge is that they can actually develop their full capability. And that's all that I'm doing. I'm not cloning other researchers. And that, I think, is an important lesson that I've learned over the last couple of years.
Okay. Dr. Jacobs, can you mention at least one student that stood out for you over the past few years at the HSRC?
Well, I read this question, and it was a very surprising question to me. And it's very difficult for me to identify that specific student at this particular stage. Some of them came close to the top student, or the ideal student, what I would want to see, the best, the most hardworking student, willing to go the full way and being able to sacrifice. The student who came closest to this ideal student for me, as a fellow, was with ESD several years ago, and he was actually my student at UWC, Mahau Apane. This was really a student who was at the beginning stages of becoming a real great researcher in his own right. Even though he started out with me in the same area of work, he had the capability to very quickly switch over into a different field, get his head around it, and apply his capabilities to that area. Wow. This is the kind of student that I am still searching for. I hope that within the next couple of years, I will be able to work with another student as great as that one.
Wow.
And probably being able to move further than just a master's, but to move on to a PhD.
Wow. Then lastly, Dr. Jacobs, what would your encouragement or motivation be to young and up-and-coming researchers?
Well, the discovery of new knowledge is an ongoing human endeavor. The production of new knowledge is nothing new to mankind. We've been doing it since ancient times. So today we have just sophisticated the methods of doing that. And all that young researchers must do is go back to the history of man's love for knowledge, and they will be able to discover their own passions in that endeavor. And in that particular way, they'll be able to move forward and become path-breaking researchers, which is really what humanity needs very seriously. Of course, today in South Africa, there is a mismatch, there is an imbalance, there is an inequality, there is this problem of the social and human sciences being on the fringes, being on the margins, and it is very, very difficult for younger researchers to fight this double battle. On the one hand, the love for knowledge and discovering new things, and the other one, more kind of systemic constraints in marginalizing the social sciences and humanities. And this is requiring a different kind of researcher, a different young researcher. It's a young researcher with the patience to work hard, a young researcher with the foresight that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, that my job is never done when I leave the office. I think it's that kind of spirit that we must have with the younger researchers, to constantly dream and create the puzzles. Dream and create the puzzles to change humanity for the better. That is my encouragement to every young researcher. Dream and solve the puzzles for a better humanity.